If you think of platformers from the 90s, you probably think of the usual bunch, but the one I'd like to talk about is Pac-Man World. More specifically, its remake. I, like many others, played it as a kid on PS1, so having this exist is awesome. It may have been a bit late compared to other games, but better late than never. This game has 41 trophies, with most being gotten by just playing through the game and getting all collectibles. There'll be some side modes to do too, including one that's seen as the Platinum Killer, but we'll get to those later. For now, let's go through the main game. Pac-Man, who's basically an evil version of Pac-Man, kidnaps Pac-Man's family and friends and spoils his 20th birthday. Now Pac-Man has to save them. That's it. That's the plot, and it's as simple as it gets. This first level acts as a tutorial on what to expect in the game. Darts are the common collectible, with power pellets letting me transform into a big Pac-Man to eat ghosts. There's slot medals so I can gamble later, and fruit that both gives me points and lets me open locked doors. Metal darts turn me into metal and allow me to sink in water to destroy chests or enemies. Different color switches do different things, from moving platforms to spawning power pellets. That's about it for the most part. At the end is a statue of Pac-Man, and destroying it is how I end the level. After every level, I can use any slot medals I collected to spin some slots. I get super lucky on my first spin, and score 2 lemons, which gets me the first trophy for lining up a pattern of 2 slots. Then all the darts and fruit I collected add up, plus a bonus for not dying. My total score will increase as I play, and I need to eventually hit 765,000 total points. So long as I collect everything and defeat every enemy, I should hit it no problem. The next level is when the actual collectibles I need start showing up. Each level from now on will have a set of 6 letters spelling Pac-Man and a maze to do. The letters are more or less easy to find so long as I explore the level thoroughly. Most will be locked behind doors, but others will be inside chests that are more out of the way. Some are just in the open, but placed in cheeky spots, like this N. If I miss the jump, then I can't get it anymore. Collecting it gets me a trophy for collecting all Pac-Man letters in a level. The way to get into a maze is to first find the Galaxian item. These are normally hidden off screen or behind a puzzle with multiple steps. For this one, I need to find an apple, then hit a switch, go to the other side, and follow some dots up to it. Some of these locations in later levels get wild. The maze is the same as a game of Pac-Man from the arcade. I have 3 lives and need to collect all the dots while avoiding the ghosts. I'll go over them more later, but they're a nice change of pace from the platforming. Some levels also have keys in them. There's 1 key per hub, and for this one, it's in this level. They're always locked behind a door that needs a special fruit to unlock. Luckily, they're not normally as hidden as the Galaxians. Collecting the key gets me a trophy for collecting my first key. Now that I have everything, I smash the Pac-Man statue and end the level. Because I collected all the Pac-Man letters, I gain access to a bonus stage. These are meant for simply getting more points by collecting fruit within a time limit. Collecting them all gets me a trophy for completing a bonus stage. The next level has me heading up to this tower at the beginning for the letter P, but there's also 4 ghosts here. I hit the switch to spawn a power pellet and eat them all, which gets me a trophy for eating 4 ghosts consecutively. At the end of the level is one of my family members stuck in a cage, and to save him, I need to use that key I got in the last level. Doing this gets me a trophy for rescuing my first family member. I do the bonus stage as usual, and by pure chance, end up with a score ending in 765. This causes a Galaxian fever in the slot machine, and I get a trophy for activating my first fever. Then because the only options are Galaxians, I get another trophy for lining up 3 Galaxians in slots. If you're curious what the significance of the number 765 is, since it's shown up twice now, it's a Goro Awase number, or in more simpler terms, Japanese wordplay. The number 765 stands for Namuko, which sounds like Namco, so it's their version of play on words. It's a cool reference that I only just learned about. We're at the first boss, which starts with a ship shooting cannonballs at me in a 2D section. Pac-Man then makes that ship sentient, thus creating Windbag. He'll still shoot cannonballs at me, but now I have a way to deflect them. It's a simple boss, which makes sense since it's the first one. When Windbag gets to half health, he gets mad and increases the amount of cannonballs he shoots, with more ways I can bounce them back. I keep up the same pattern and get a trophy for defeating Windbag. The next hub doesn't have many notable things happening, so I'll try to keep it quick. For starters, there's only 2 levels here, unlike the usual 3, which means for the second level, there's actually 2 mazes here. I was confused at first when I saw another maze door because I just did one. I find the key door, and the fruit to open it is next to the family member I need to save. I get the key, save Pac Buddy, which I'm honestly shocked he's not called something like Pac Wolf or even Pac Dog, and do a new bonus stage. Each hub has their own bonus stage to help keep things feeling fresh. The next boss starts from the point of view of a mummy chasing me. Then I get to a giant statue who Pac-Man gives life to. I'm seeing a pattern here. This is Anubis, and to damage him, I need to dash on these platforms to weaken his shield. He tosses enemies and fireballs at me, which aren't a problem. Yet. Each phase, the amount of floor I can stand on lessens, so it's not as much the enemies or attacks doing me in, but my own stupidity of falling in the lava. I died enough times where the game offered me easy mode. Obviously, I'm not taking it, but man does it sting that I was offered it in the first place. Not a knock against the game, but more myself for dying a lot. After this, I lock in, and after much embarrassment, finally beat the boss, and get the trophy for defeating Anubis. Sick of magma. Understatement of the year. We're in the space hub now, and my head was definitely up there for this next fail. I get the fruit needed to open the door for the sea, and when it opens, I just stare at it and don't collect it. I don't even notice I didn't get it until I'm halfway through the level, then have to backtrack. Not one of my best moments. One positive about this level is it has a ton of fruit. I collect enough of it and get a trophy for eating 200 fruit. We have another new bonus stage, and at first, I thought I had to balance on the sides until I noticed I completely skipped over a switch that adds a floor. I think I need new eyes. And maybe new hands. You know, maybe Pac-Man's just too difficult for me. In the second level, I have another family member to save, with the special fruit appearing after hitting these 2 switches. I get the key, rescue them, and move on to the next level. I said earlier how some of the Galaxian locations are wild, and this is one of them. I have all the Pac-Man letters when I see the Pac-Man statue, so I know the level's done. I'm wondering where the Galaxian is because I never saw it. I backtrack a good amount and check some hidden spots, and still, nothing. Take a look at where it is. Okay, now that is just unfair. How would I know to jump on one of these when they so clearly look like they would kill me? This might be one of those moments where they wanted you to buy the strategy guide. I mean, hell, they got me. The boss of the space hub has me basically playing Galaxian. It also has a boss specific trophy that needs me to beat it with no misses. We'll see how that goes. I have unlimited ammo and can pick up power-ups for a triple shot or to blow up every enemy. After a few waves of normal enemies, Pac-Man gives life to a spaceship, creating King Galaxian. I need to shoot out his eyes while dodging his tractor beam. After each eye gets taken out, a bunch of normal enemies come in, with a blaster on top of King Galaxian's head I need to destroy. This same pattern keeps up until I destroy the last eye and get the trophy for defeating King Galaxian. Plus the trophy for defeating King Galaxian with no misses. How'd I get that when I clearly missed a bunch of shots? You see, in this game, dying is the same as missing. That's why at the end of a level, I get a bonus for no misses if I didn't die. Definitely a bit misleading with that description. The Funhouse hub is up next, and this used to spook the hell out of me as a kid. In the first level, I find 4 ghosts, and when I eat them, I get a trophy for eating 100 ghosts. Then because I'm in a new hub, I have a new bonus level to do where I hop on balloons before they pop. At the end of the second level is the key with the special fruit appearing behind me when I hit this switch. The family member I need to save is at the end of the third level with Paxis. The Funhouse boss puts me in a go-kart course against 1, 2, 3, 4 clowns. I'm of course kidding. I'm actually against 11 clowns, and they start before I can. This boss has another specific trophy where I need to finish in under 140 seconds. I'll boost when I can and cut corners to save a bit of time. I can eat power pellets to knock the clowns out, and I think I go faster too. It might just be a placebo, but I feel like I'm going faster. I barely finished in 138 seconds, which gets me the trophy for beating the clowns and the trophy for beating them in under 140 seconds. The main aspect of the factory hub is water puzzles. The second level has a bit of it, with me needing to go back and forth with a metal dot to go deeper and get the letter M. The third level is when it becomes a straight up maze, and not the usual kind. I get dropped in a pool of water and need to use metal darts to go as far as I can to hit switches and open chests. I find the ending to the level, but I'm still missing some letters, so I need to backtrack. I find a new place, and here I get a trophy for defeating 100 enemies with my butt bounce. Here, I need to collect fruit to open doors so I can get metal darts that are closer to the water. There are letters inside chests here that other metal darts don't last long enough to reach. There's also the special fruit here, but I need a melon to get it. When I get the special fruit, I now need to go back to the initial pool of water I landed in and go down this hidden path to get the key. Then there's a switch to hit that'll increase the water level so I can finally go back there and jump up to save the family member, Pac-Boy. I just had to jump through so many hoops to save this kid. Now I can end the level and do the bonus stage. The boss here is the Chrome Keeper, and to damage him, I need to wait for a metal dart to show up so I can walk on the hot pipes. Then I charge up a dart attack and toss it at him. Sometimes a magnet will lift me up before I can damage him, which is a bit of a hassle since the metal dart is time limited. After I damage him 2 times, he equips some missiles on his shoulders. It gets a bit hectic with so much coming at me. Damaging him 2 more times causes him to equip lasers to his hands. He doesn't have any more upgrades after this, so all I have to do is damage him 2 more times to beat him and get the trophy for defeating the Chrome Keeper. The last hub is the boss mansion, and there's a clear difficulty spike with this one. There's more enemies than past levels, the platforming is a lot tighter, and the placement of items is getting cheekier. I need a strawberry to open this door and get far enough in the level that I think I missed it. I backtrack without finding it and decide to think outside the box. Yup, it was just barely off screen where I couldn't see it. And that's just the start of it. Later on, I find this spot where the sea's hiding too. I haven't found the Galaxian yet, and I've gone through most of the level, so I'm assuming I missed that too. Wanna guess where it is? Off this edge, chilling on some coffins. That's 3 times in 1 level so far. In the next level, I have one of my more embarrassing deaths, and that's saying something. I try to toss pack darts at this skeleton twice, both times hitting the ceiling, then decide to just dash at him and somehow go through him and fall to my death. Watching this back, how did I go through him? Inside the maze, I wasn't paying attention and lost all my lives, which kicks me out of the maze. Maybe I was just tired since I've been playing this game non-stop since I started. Or maybe it's just copium. I decide to restart the level to get everything in one go, and because the enemies respawned, I can beat them again and end up getting a trophy for defeating 100 enemies with pack darts. I walk by the key door and head down this stairway into some crushing walls. At the end of this gauntlet is a switch that causes the special fruit to appear. I collect it and find the key hiding behind this bookcase, which gets me the trophy for collecting all keys. Here's another cheeky spot. There's a metal dot locked behind this door, and I need to go a bit ahead to hit a switch that spawns the fruit. I saw no point for that besides just getting more points. Then a bit later on, I get the letter M, so I know I missed the C. Check where it is. I guess that metal dot was good for something. Now that I have all the letters, I do the new bonus stage for this hub, and by completing it, I get a trophy for completing all bonus stages. Then at the slot machine, I hit a few bells to get more lives, and get a trophy for collecting 99 lives. We're at the last level of the game, and this one isn't as bad as the others, at least on the collectible side of things. I had this metal skeleton stand in the way of a dot path I needed, that was annoying, but the letters and Galaxian weren't that hidden thankfully. When I pick up the N, I get the trophy for collecting the Pac-Man letters in every level. Then, a few moments later, I find the last family member and save her to get the trophy for rescuing all family members. Missed opportunity to not call her Pac-Man. At the slot machine, all my points get added up, and I finally get 765k points, which gets me the trophy for collecting the magic key. This is one of those cases where you get an overpowered item, but only after you've done everything in the game, so it's not that helpful. The last boss is of course Pac-Man. I start by having to dodge his dash attacks and shots while skeletons spawn around me. I need to defeat these skeletons to get darts, and also end up getting a trophy for defeating 100 enemies with my dash attack. When I get the chance, I need to charge a dart attack to toss at Pac-Man, similar to what I did against Chrome Keeper. I do this for his entire health, then he eats a metal dart. I can't exactly damage him like this, so I have to wait for a metal dart to show up while cannonballs are being shot at me. Then I can dash at Pac-Man a few times until the metal dart wears off. Because I saved all the family members, whenever I get to 1 hit point left, one of them will toss health at me to get back to full. I would have died many times without this. I keep dodging Pac-Man's butt bounces until he hops back up and shoots more cannonballs with 1 metal dart. You'd think I'd be done, but this is Pac-Man we're talking about. He has one more phase where he eats a power pellet and gets huge. I need to dash attack his feet until he falls over, then bounce on his head 3 different times. Pac-Man gets his own power pellet and chews up Pac-Man, ending the fight. I get a trophy here for getting a gold crown on every level, which just entails getting all the Pac-Man letters and beating every boss. Pac-Man explodes, and it's unveiled it was just a ghost piloting him the whole time. I don't know why, but Pac-Man decides to forgive the ghost for kidnapping his family and spoiling his birthday. He's a better man than me. After celebrating Pac-Man's birthday, I get the trophy for defeating Pac-Man. Before I do any grind, I'm going to work on some miscellaneous trophies. Each of the 6 family members I saved now appear in the different hubs, and by talking to each of them, I get a trophy for talking to all family members. Bomb darts are a power-up that were introduced as early as 1.3, but I never talked about them since they only show up a few times. Because of that, I've barely defeated any enemies with it. Luckily, there's a perfect level I can use to grind it. In the beginning of the King Galaxian boss, I'm being shown power-ups I can use, and one of them is a bomb dart. When I use it, I can leave the level and come back to do it again. My second time doing this, I catch a bunch of enemies in the blast, and get a trophy for defeating 50 enemies with a bomb dart. The last miscellaneous trophy I need is to play slots 100 times. I'm honestly shocked I didn't get this naturally, but I guess I'll just play the first level since it's short, and there's 2 slot medals I can get. After going through this a few times, I get the trophy for playing slots 100 times. Now begins part 1 of a grind. I didn't talk much about the mazes in the main game, beyond them existing, because I knew I'd have to do this. There's this wooden board in the hub where I can replay any mazes I've done, plus some new ones. Each hub has 6 mazes, and the ones I've already done are signified by a gold crown. All the mazes without one I need to do, so in total, I need to complete 19 mazes. The good thing about these is instead of only giving me 3 lives like in the main game, it instead takes from the total amount of lives I've collected. So unless I choke bad, I won't be failing any of these. We'll start at the beginning. The first 3 mazes in each hub play like a normal game of Pac-Man, but the last 3 are where a twist comes into play. Pirate ships is having a bird that'll drop bombs on me if I come too close to it. They're easy to avoid, and I'm invincible if I'm in the big Pac-Man form. After completing the 4th maze here, I get the trophy for completing every maze in the pirate ship hub. Since I've already done the last 3 mazes of each hub during the main game, I'm mainly just playing through normal games of Pac-Man for these, so let's fly through them. I get the trophies for completing every maze in the Ruins Hub, Space Hub, Funhouse Hub, Factory Hub, and Boss Mansion Hub. We're not done yet because by finishing every maze, I unlock Marathon Play, and it's exactly what it sounds like. I need to play through every maze from start to finish non-stop. Obviously this isn't hard because I have 109 lives to waste on it, but it will take a bit. To save time, I'm only going to talk about the last few mazes of each hub and their twists, since like I said before, the first 3 are just normal games of Pac-Man. The Ruins Hub has the twist of flaming boulders falling down at different times. They're a lot more annoying than the birds since they're placed throughout the whole maze. Plus their hitbox seems to last a lot longer than it looks. The Space Hub has lasers that turn on and off at different times. I straight up walked into one as soon as I started. Plus it brings back the flaming boulders. So far, these have led to more deaths than any others. They always seem to fall at the worst times for me. The Funhouse Hub has a unique twist that doesn't kill me itself, but lets the ghosts catch me easier. Different paths will close up, so I can't take them until they reopen. The Factory Hub has hot steam that gets pushed out, which does catch me off guard a few times. It's always when I'm turning a corner too. The Boss Mansion Hub has the stone faces blowing fire that were in the main levels. I only died to them because I was being chased by a ghost and had nowhere to go. Altogether, I lost 40 lives in this marathon, which is about 1 life per maze. Not bad. Finishing this last maze gets me the trophy for completing the maze marathon. At the beginning of the game, there's something here that's covered up that doesn't get uncovered until I beat Pac-Man. What it is an arcade machine of the original Pac-Man. As soon as I hop into a game of it, I get a trophy for playing the original Pac-Man. Now for the actual Platinum Killer. I need to complete level 9 of the original Pac-Man. That sounds insane because many people, including myself, can't get past level 5 on a good day. I start with 3 lives and get a 4th at 10,000 points, but that's it. 4 lives to beat level 9. Playing naturally, the farthest I can make it to is level 6, and even that had me going Ultra Instinct. Look at this level 5 I had. So many times, I almost got hit by a ghost and had to double back. Or how about here, where I had to quadruple back because I thought I was about to get sandwiched. Remember, this was only level 5. I need to get to level 10. Thank God Pac-Man is an old game because you already know ways have been found to exploit the ghost AI, and I'm going to use them. Turns out, each level has its own set of paths I can take to essentially dodge the ghost seamlessly. Level 1 has its own that ends when I pick up this power pellet. From here, I need to get the other dots myself. Levels 2 through 4 use the same pattern as level 1 with a slight difference. Inky will come down and cut me off here, so I need to double back and get back on the path from level 1 that ends when I collect this power pellet. Level 5 onward all have the same path, but it's more complicated. I have to go up the middle, then back down the same path. From there, I can go down to the bottom and loop around to the same power pellet. By this point, the power pellets are basically useless since as soon as I eat it, the ghosts start flashing. If anything, it hurts me since it makes the ghost split up. Also what hurts me, and this is going to sound weird, but using the joystick. So many times I'm trying to follow the path, but when I let go of the joystick, it jerks back and makes Pac-Man change directions. Even a little shift in direction will mess up the entire level since now the ghosts aren't where they're supposed to be since I took half a second too long to get there. The D-pad isn't as fast to change direction, I tried, which makes sense since Pac-Man was originally made with a joystick in mind, so I'll just have to suffer. At one point, I'm on level 8 and I don't know how, but I go through a ghost. I was about to get sandwiched so bad, but Blinky took pity on me or something and let me pass without paying the toll. It would have been quite the anime ending if this was the winning attempt, but I died to another joystick jerk and this put the entire level out of sync. Even with all 4 power pellets left, I can't clutch this one out because like I said before, at this late in the game, they're useless. Out of pure curiosity, I actually went frame by frame to see how long they last, and it's exactly 1 second. This is how far I got in that 1 second. Useless. Let's get to my actual winning attempt now. I've been playing this for about an hour and a half, so I should have this strategy down to a T. But there'll always be anomalies when it comes to AI. For instance, Clyde is supposed to leave me alone while I collect the fruit in levels 2 through 4, except sometimes he goes the same path as me, so I have no choice but to divert and go another way. This by itself causes a few close calls. Level 5 also has a few close calls as I'm finishing it, but I leave without any lives lost. Level 6, I have a joystick jerk, which takes everything out of sync. I have to eat the power pellet just so I don't get sandwiched. I can't believe I made it out of here without losing a life. Level 7 I clear flawlessly, so I have 4 lives to beat 2 more levels. Level 8 I lose a life because the ghost jumped me, and you can't tell me otherwise. They were all here. Okay, level 9 with 3 lives. I should have this in the bag. I got 90% of the dots before dying once, and it's only the top corners I need. I clear one corner, but Pinky catches me and I'm on my last life. There is a power pellet, but that won't do much. Blinky almost gets me, but I managed to get the last dots and beat level 9. I get the trophy for beating level 9 of the original Pac-Man, and then the platinum. I can see how this would be considered a platinum killer. According to the guide I used, this game should take around 15 hours to platinum. My PS5 says it took me 8 hours, which makes sense since I got everything in a level on my first playthrough and took about 2.5 hours between the original Pac-Man and the Maze Marathon. Plus, I just like this game a lot, so I'm not surprised I did it that fast. The collectathon platformer part that is. The arcade Pac-Man can go sit in the corner.